Mwah! That was beautiful. Right from the get-go, the Leafs are the better team, and right at the final horn, the Leafs are the better team as they just crush. They absolutely crush the Anaheim Ducks 6-1. And what a game it was. Lots of emotion in the building. Obviously, I was at the game there tonight, so lots of emotion there. And we'll get to why in a little bit here. No scoring in the first period. However, the Leafs dominate the first. 13-8 in shots, and it just felt like the quality and chances were through the roof. And the thing I love about this game today, the Anaheim Ducks are more of a heavy team, kind of like the LA Kings, right? They're a team that likes to hit. They're a team that likes to do that kind of stuff. You can say the Bruins as well, but the Bruins are better. However, the Leafs, when they face heavy teams that play physical hockey, they have really shown to kind of crawl into a shell and not play well. But today, the Leafs did what they do best, no matter if they were getting hit or not. And that is use their speed. The Leafs were flying out there. We talked about it in the Red Wings game. That the first game back after the All-Star break, their legs were going to be a little slow. We knew that was going to happen. You had a feeling they were going to bounce back and play a great game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. You saw it, and they got 2 points, and they got the victory. Today, the Leafs were flying on all cylinders. They won every single battle. You look at the face-off dot. Leafs, 40-28, 58% wins. Look at the special teams. They were 0 for 1 on their power play. The Leafs were 1 for 3. And we'll get to who scored the power play in a little bit. Yeah, the hits were 36-11 in favor of the Anaheim Ducks. But again, the Leafs did not let the hits faze them. Now let's go to the second period here, where the Leafs start the scoring. 3 minutes in, Andreas Johnsson with a beautiful feed to Frederik Gauthier, who gets a piece of it, but it ends up on John Tavares' stick, and he rips it top short side on John Gibson. As the Leafs take the 1-0 lead, Tavares' 31st of the year, and you are never going to see that combination again with Tavares' goal from Johnsson and Frederik Gauthier. You're never going to see that again. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because the Leafs got the 1-0 lead. 10 minutes after that, Jake Muzzin has had a great start to the game. He's got a lot of shots through. He's made a ton of great defensive plays. I really tried to focus on him when I was there watching because I wanted to see what he was all about. And he was physical, he was sound defensively, and he puts a puck on net. And Andreas Johnsson is there to clean up the garbage. Beautiful backhand top shelf on John Gibson. The Leafs take the 2-0 lead midway through the second period, and we are feeling great right now in Leafland. They're outplaying they're getting out hit, but they're outplaying the Ducks, they're out hustling the Ducks, and they're outscoring the Ducks. It's awesome to watch. You know, and let's go to the final minute of the second period. Corey Perry along the boards, kind of, you know, or I guess along the bench for that matter, along the Ducks bench. And Jake Muzzin closes the gap, and not only does he close the gap, but he finishes his check and halfway, I guess, knocks Corey Perry into the bench and knocks him on his rear end. I'm there, and everyone at the Scotiabank Arena is on their feet getting fired up for Jake Muzzin. They get a whistle, and Ryan Getzlaf's all up in his face, and you know what? Jake Muzzin's going to talk some stuff, but he's smart enough. He got a 2-0 lead. You don't need to take a stupid penalty. Speaking of stupid penalty, they had an the play starts, and Nick Ritchie decides, I'm just going to cross-check him. Okay, thanks for the power play with 6 seconds left. So what has Jake Muzzin done here so far? He has crushed Corey Perry, and in the next play, he draws a penalty. And he does not be stupid and lose his temper and get 2 minutes himself. He stays calm. He lets Getzlaf get in his face. Whatever. We got a 2-0 lead. I'm not doing anything. And takes the hit from Ritchie. He could have turned around and clocked him one. But instead, he skates it off and he's like, well, we'll take the power play. Thanks very much. And on that power play, with 6 seconds, when the faceoff was taken, the faceoff was won by, I think it was Tavares, anyways, Andreas Johnsson gets it back to Jake Gardiner. Jake Gardiner to Jake Muzzin, the one-timer blast from the point, and he beats John Gibson high blocker side, and the Leafs got the 3-0 lead. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last, I know it was less than a minute, it was probably like 40 seconds, Jake Muzzin crushes Corey Perry, fires up the crowd. Next play, draws the penalty, and 4 seconds off the face-off, he scores the damn goal. You love what you see from Jake Muzzin. Leaf fans at Scotiabank Arena chanting, Muzzin, Muzzin. He's fired up. You see the smile on the bench. The emotion, the crowd was actually loud. It wasn't just a bunch of guys in business suits watching the game, sipping a wine or something watching the game. There were Leaf fans there, and it was loud, and it was great, and the Leafs have a 3-0 lead after 2 periods of play. By the way, on that Johnsson goal, the second goal of the game, Patrick Marleau and whom else? Jake Muzzin grabs an assist on the play. He's got a 2-point game so far. Third period starts, and you want to have a good start to the third period. You got the 3-0 lead. The emotion in the stands is all over the place. The team's feeling good. And you give up a goal early on to Rickard Rakell. Now, you know what? I'm not going to blame anybody for this. You know why? It was a damn good shot. Top blocker, far side, Rickard Rakell, beautiful shot. Not a chance for Freddie. It was not a great angle of a shot. He just picked his corner perfectly and makes it 3-1. But the big thing is, are the Leafs going to collapse and give up a comeback here? 31 seconds after that. Leafs get the draw. Leafs got the, the zone time. And William Nylander gets the puck on the right side and busts hard down the right wing, uses his body to shield the puck, and centers it to whom else? Connor Brown. That line of Connor Brown, Kadri, and William Nylander has been money since it's been put together. And they connect there on the goal. The Leafs answer right back. And Connor Brown's 50th of the year. William Nylander, and once again, whom else? Jake Muzzin grabs his second assist of the game. He's got a 3-point game. And Leaf fans who love stats, that is 3 points in 3 games for Jake Muzzin. As a Leaf, he's a point per game, even though all 3 are in 1 game. But Jake Muzzin was fantastic, and we ain't even done yet. The Leafs only got a 4-1 lead here. 3 minutes after that, Zach Hyman with a beautiful tape-to-tape feed to who? William Nylander. He had his legs pumping in this game, as did the entire team. And he busts down the right wing, and you know what? On that play, Leaf fans who are not just from the Matthews era, did that goal from William Nylander not remind you of Phil Kessel? Busting down the right side and shoot blocker side? That's what Phil always did. And it was money almost all the time. And to watch Nylander come down the right side and just rip it and bury his second of the season. He's now got a 2-point game. And William Nylander's getting rolling here. Zach Hyman grabs the assist on the play. No Jake Muzzin, unfortunately, there, people. But the Leafs got a 5-1 lead, and we're just feeling fantastic. With just about 5 minutes to play in the third period, I mean, things are just, the Leafs are just kicking everyone's rear at this point. They're making the Ducks look silly. I mean, look, the jerseys they were wearing tonight, the Mighty Ducks, you love them. The Mighty Ducks is what they should be, what they were look, I love those jerseys. I think we can all agree the Anaheim Mighty Ducks is what, when you hear of Anaheim Ducks, that's what you think of. But the Leafs made those Mighty Ducks look pretty stupid today. John Tavares to Zach Hyman along the boards. Andreas Johnsson picks it up in front and just rips it past Chad Johnson. Because at this point, they had to pull John Gibson for the second consecutive game. He allowed 6 goals on 8 shots against Winnipeg in his last outing. And 5 goals on 21 shots in the game today. A rough last 2 games. And by the way, if we forget, this was the team Frederik Andersen was playing for when we acquired him. And everyone was thinking, well, John Gibson is younger and better than Frederik Andersen, so they're going to go with him. Now, I'm not saying because of the last 2 games that Freddie's better, but the Leafs have made the playoffs so every single year he's been our goaltender. And that's that. And so on that Johnsson, second goal of the game, Hyman and Tavares grab assists. And with all the Jake Muzzin hoopla, No one's talking about Frederik Andersen. He had a goal on 24 shots. Thank you very much. 960 save percentage. Attaboy, Freddie. So the Leafs, they score 6 goals. They give up 1. They win almost all the face-off circles. At least it felt like it today. Yeah, they get out-hit, but it didn't feel like they were being outplayed. They weren't. And listen to this. The shots on goal were 44-25. Now, as a Leaf fan, you'd probably think, well, the Leafs probably have 25. Well, you're wrong. The Leafs had 44 shots and only allowed 25. And I'm going to go through this again. They outshot them by almost 20. Their special teams was 1 for 3, and they were 0 for 1. You crushed them in the faceoff circle. You crushed them in the score. And yeah, they crushed you maybe physically. But Jake Muzzin crushed Corey Perry. Beautiful. And what a game it was, people. I mean, this game, it couldn't have been any more perfect. And if you're going to sit here and tell me that the Leafs didn't play a great game, first off, you're nuts. Second of all, at one point did this team actually not play well? What there was no offensive zone time for the Ducks. The Leafs just outplayed them, outclassed them, and outskated them. And it was beautiful to watch. So Leaf fans, you want to go back to the last 4 games? The Leafs, out of a possible 8 points, have 7. They've won 2 straight games. All right? They're feeling great. Yeah, you beat a team that's not very good in the Anaheim Ducks. They've now lost 4 straight games, and they give up 9 against the Winnipeg Jets. But the Leafs go out there today, and they take care of business in it looked like easy fashion on home ice against the Ducks. All right? Next up for the Buds, though, Wednesday night, at home, the Ottawa Senators come to town. 7:30 puck drop. Frederik Andersen and Anders Nielsen are the expected starters in the game. I haven't really been following Ottawa much at all this year. Is Craig Anderson hurt? Or is he just not playing well? Is that why they're going with Nielsen? A 351 goals against average. That's not very good. So it looks like it's going to be Anders Nielsen and Frederik Andersen, the expected starters in that game against Ottawa. The Leafs have a favorable schedule right now, people. The Leafs got to rack up the points. You did your job today. You got a point against Detroit, but you beat a good Pittsburgh Penguins team. Now you got a team in Ottawa who's 19, 28, and 5. Not very good. They've lost 4 in a row. The Leafs are feeling great right now, 32 and 17. You know, where are we here in the standings? We're 3 points up on the Montreal Canadiens for second in the Atlantic Division. The Leafs got a 4-point advantage. No, I don't know. Maybe that hasn't been updated yet. Anyways, nonetheless, the Leafs played a great game today, and let's enjoy it. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this game, if you enjoyed the video, smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, guys. What'd you think of the game? Who's your MVP? I think we can all agree Jake Muzzin, because you know what? Jake Muzzin is a Toronto Maple Leaf, and he had a 3-point night today, plus some big hits in the game as well, and a couple really good defensive plays. He's my MVP, no doubt. I understand Janssen had a 4-point game, and I know Freddie was great, but Jake Muzzin is my MVP. I think we can all agree on that. And so, Leaf fans, now that we've seen Jake Muzzin for 3 games, especially after tonight's game, you look back at the trade. I know it's only 3 games in, but you look at Carl Grundstrom, Sean Durzi, and the first-round pick. You look at it now, I'm loving it. I know it's only 3 games, but if this is what Jake Muzzin gives us, maybe not a 3-point night, but if the physical nature, the defensive nature, and chipping in offensively here and there, if that's what he brings to this team, Lord help us. This guy's our savior. We have been preaching for a guy that like this. And he comes in today, he's going to be a fan favorite pretty damn quick. And I think he already is. All right, so let me know your guys' comments below, guys, about this game, about the video, about Muzzin, about everything Leafs today. And Evan and I will talk to you guys podcast edition. It's probably going to be Wednesday afternoon. Link is in the description for the podcast channel, guys, and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition tomorrow night as they are in Philly, taking on the 76ers, 8 p.m. tip-off there in Philly, and it is going to be a hard one there tomorrow. The question will be, will Kyle Lowry and Jonas Valanciunas be in the lineup tomorrow? We're going to have to wait and see. Probably game time decisions for Kyle Lowry. JV, we have no idea if he's close or not. We assume he is. He's got no cast on, no splint on, so that's great news. But will he be able to go tomorrow? We're going to have to wait and see, all right? And as for the Toronto Maple Leafs, guys, as we said, they take on the Ottawa Senators on Wednesday night, 7:30 puck drop at Scotiabank Arena. The Leafs, they're on a little bit of a, well, I wouldn't say homestand. Well, they have a 3-game homestand right now, and then they go on the road for like 5. So you want to take care of business on home ice against a team that you should beat in Ottawa on Wednesday night. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you guys then.